Hey, Ms. Ashley's fourth grade art students. I want to introduce to you our fourth project, which is the last project of the quarter. And the title of the project is called Inside Out. And so what we're interested in is choosing either natural objects out in nature or something that you have at home that you can look at the outside and the inside of. So on one of my walks around the neighborhood, we have a lot of walnut trees, and I picked one up, and it was broken in half. And so I did the outside of it here, and that's what the interior looked like. And so we're thinking about what are the relationships between the inside and the outside? Like they've got similarities, right? So the overall shape, the contour line is very similar, but the outside just has more of a flat feeling to it, whereas the inside has a lot more shapes and depth to it. All right, so that was one of the ones I did. And then you could also choose something from your refrigerator or outside your refrigerator. So my husband and I eat a lot of bananas, and so I got a banana, and then of course I did it whole with the peel still on it, and then I peeled part of the peeling back, and then that's what it looks like on the interior, right? I actually was going to demo a banana for y'all today, but I love them so much that I ate it, so I'm doing something else. And then just a couple more examples. This curvilinear spiral shell is an old shell from North Carolina. One of my best friend's moms gave it to me. And so this is what the exterior of that shell looks like. And this is what the interior when you turn it over. You know, again, a similar contour line, but very different in terms of texture and color and shape pattern. And then finally, an avocado, right? This avocado was getting really ripe, so it was not that green, just parts of it were green. And then of course the inside with the pit. All right, so here's the outside, and the interior, it's got a little more depth and a little more interest, I think. And then the texture is different, right? Okay, when we talk about texture, we're talking about if it's actual texture, then it's how something feels. So this tree bark actually feels rough, correct? But when we're drawing it or painting it or printing it, we call it implied texture. So this still feels like paper, but I drew a wood grain, I drew something furry, I drew stones. So when we actually touch it, it feels like paper, but the implication is that it is rough or bumpy or smooth, right? Okay, so one of the things that we're seeking to do in this project is create some kind of texture. I want you to use what you have at home. In my examples, I used colored pencil on mat board because I have a friend who's a framer and she is forever giving me suede board and mat board. So that's what I did. If you have paper and colored pencil at home, great. If you have a harder surface paper at home with oil pastels, great. Crayons are great. Markers are great. I would love for it to have color if possible. Okay, but use what you have at home. And now I'm going to switch this camera so I can do a short demo for you. So give me 1 second here. Okay, here we are. Now, the other thing is, y'all, if you have a paper that's big enough and you want to just fold it in half, or you don't like folds and you want to take a straight edge, like a book or a paper, and draw a line, that's fine. If at home you don't have a very big paper, hey, then just do 2 separate sheets of paper, right? And the exterior, the outside will be on one half and the inside will be on the other half. Doesn't matter which half you do where. All right, so you'll notice on this tree bark, woo, it's got all these vertical lines, right? And we see hues of like gold and orange, and it's kind of a lighter value scale. Whereas on the exterior, we've got some deeper values in this crevice, and then we have more grays in addition to browns. Okay, so be thinking about that. If it were me, and this is the way I did mine, is I drew them in just regular pencil first before I did my colored pencil, right? Just to get some basic line work in here. Yeah, just to get some basic line work in here. And then, of course, if you're looking at vertical lines and you're doing shading, I would shade in a vertical way to support those. All right. And of course, you don't always have to use the point of your pencil, your colored pencil, you can use the side of it. And that also creates texture. My paper I brought from home, and so it's got a lot of what they call tooth in it. It's got built-in texture, because this is actually a heavy-duty watercolor paper that I'm using. All right, and then where the areas are darker, use your darker value pencil. Okay, and then if I am to use a lot of the tans and the golds and the browns and blacks to create this part of the bark, then I want to use a contrasting color in my negative space. So for me, I might choose the yellow first, because that's got some relationship. These are both warm colors. Browns are usually considered warms. Blacks are usually considered more cool colors. So I'm going to come in here, do a lot of the negative space yellow. And then as I get closer to the bark, I would incorporate something a little brighter. Not brighter, but darker, I should have said. So I'm going to come in with my green. Just to even give the negative space a little dimension also. Okay, so the theme is inside and out. You're choosing either an object from nature, something from your fridge, something at home that you find of interest that has maybe interesting texture and color. You're going to create it. The outside and also the interior, you can do it on the same paper or two different papers. That is up to you. Let me get back up here. Okay, y'all, have a great time with this Inside Outside project. I can't wait to see what you create. It has been a joy having you this first quarter. Second quarter, you will be moving on to dance, and then I will see you again on third quarter. All right, take care and have fun with this project. Bye.